Have a look at that. Oh, it's screaming. That is unbelievable. Oh, nice fish. Well done. Oh, look at that. Not a bad size. Oh, mate. Hi and welcome to Fishing WA. Well, today we're out here targeting demersal fish like the Dewey on jig, this time out of Mindarie, deeper water. We're doing the 50 to 70 metre stuff behind Direction Bank. We've got a great show lined up. Let's have a look. Mindarie Marina is located about 35 kilometres north of Perth and has a great boat ramp. Today's plan is to fish the back edge of the bank, which is in around 50 to 70 metres of water. Fish species like pink snapper, breaksea cod and the West Australian Jewfish not only taste good, they can all be caught on jigs. Having plenty of spots and confidence is the key to catching fish on jigs. So, let's have a look. Here we go. Oh, good fish. Oi, dropped it. Come back for it. And he came back for it. You sucker. You gotta love metal jigs, but also fluttering jigs. Why I say fluttering jigs in particular, if they miss it, if the fish hit it and misses it, doesn't get a proper hook up, you free spool it, flutters down, whammo, they come back around for it. It's a good fish. Oh yeah, in fighting mode. When I say fighting mode, normally what I do is put under my arm, basically, obviously when I'm jigging it, it's normally under my arm a little bit anyway, but when I hook up to a decent fish, under the arm, pump wine, turn the head, get them away from their corally reef, the bommy, and then fighting mode, i.e. here. So you can use a gimbal, but these sort of jigging rods now are so parabolic and soft action that basically you don't really need a gimbal, and if you want a bit of comfort, nice fish, just stick with the butt cap at the end here. So rubberized butt cap, you can see there, so that when it goes up against your body, it's nice and comfortable, and let the actual rod do all the work. That's a good fish. I was just saying to myself, good mate, Harry's good mate ET's out with us today, and I was saying to ET just then, the Fruno sounder is showing coral and fish. He goes, yeah, I agree, Ryan. I said, mate, it's only a matter of time before they come on the bite, and just so happens, the Angler's Almanac said about 11 o'clock, and I think it's about 10 to 11. So I'll give you a rundown about the book a little bit later, but Angler's Almanac, an absolute must. Fish do feed on basically the major and minor feed periods. It's based around the moons and whatnot. And also, fish feed on high tide and low tide. So right now, out from Mindarie, the back edge of Direction Bank is going off. There's a bit of colour there. It's made this morning, got a few fish, a few small ones as well. It happens, that's natural to get some small fish. We don't always put on TV because often we've only got half an hour. So we've got a few small ones this morning, a few decent sized ones. It's lunchtime and the fish are on the chew. Have a look at that. Nice. Nice. That's a nice Dewey. Now, wound up fairly slow. I didn't want to wind it too fast just in case I want to release it. Thanks ET, he's grabbing the net for us. So that's the key, if you want to release a fish, just wind up slow. And basically you can release your fish or keep it, it's up to you. So no need to wind up too fast. How good's this? There you go, out of the net. West Australian Jewfish, doesn't get much better. Best eating size as well. I don't mind the big ones, but these smaller fish do taste delish. That one there's a female, you can tell because here on the actual dorsal fin, there's no elongated section. If it's elongated, it's a male, this one's a female. On the metal jig, that's the extreme 170 gram jig. Absolutely woofed it down. And it's also got that, I'll give you a close look later on, it's got the Jigging Sports Assist, which I'll give you a full rundown later. Meantime, she's in good condition because I'll wound her up slow. So what I'm going to do is basically vent her, put her back down to live another day. Okay, so important if you're going to release fish. I'll give you a rundown later on about the new Vent Right tool a little bit later. Meantime, I want to get her back ASAP. So wet cloth, wet hands over the eyes. So important if you're releasing fish. Wet cloth over the eyes. She really wanted that. She actually took the actual hooks right down quite deep. So I'll give you a rundown basically on the extreme metal jig, the assist a whole lot a little bit later, but normally, being such a healthy condition, I'd release her. Don't need to kill everything you catch. Basically, obviously your bag limit is 2 per person, but you have to have your RFBL license. Being in good condition, I was going to release her, but she did wallop that jig. She actually had it right down her throat with the assist, so very, very hungry. How good is that? West Australian Jewfish out from Mindarie. They really are a prize-eating fish, especially at that sort of size. Well and truly legal. What I'll do basically is put it on the measuring stick, spike it, ice it. This one is also coming home. To find out more information about fishing WA or just want to ask a question, like us on Facebook. Now with all fish you must measure them. So using the fishery sticker is one thing. I use this one here, the Swivels Original Tape Measure. It's got all the fish measurements on there for all different species up and down the coastline, and so cheap as well. So you throw it in your tackle bag, throw it in your car, doesn't matter where you're going, doesn't matter what esky you've got, this one's so handy. So I've got a fishery sticker on my esky, but I've got about 4 eskies, so I just find this one really convenient. So, West Australian Jewfish, 500ml right there, and you just see that there, West Australian Jewfish, there you go, on the bottom there. Just basically lock it off, 500ml. I know it's oversized, but I thought I'll show you back at home. Normally I do it on the deck, but a little bit easier here to show you back at home. So well and truly over 500. If I had to gauge it, it would be close to, maybe about 680 at a guess. So there you go, very handy. Swivels Original, do like these tape measurers, and that one is legal. So what I'm going to do is spike her. Thanks, mate. Follow the gill plate all the way around as per always. Soft spot, 45-degree angle, straight in. Sometimes a couple of goes just to get it right. I'm pretty sure that's, yep, well and truly. All the fins now all soft, backed off. All to do now basically, you can basically spike and slit their throat. I prefer to spike it, ice it, and there you go. At its best, nice and fresh. This one is going in the esky. Okay, so important when you're putting down your demersal jig, especially these fluttering jigs, don't put it straight down the side of the boat. What you do, flick it behind the boat a little bit, about there, and feather the actual line. So you can see my fingers here, feathering it. Why? If you just basically throw any sort of fluttering jig straight in the water, it'll keep on fluttering, but it's not going down. So you want it to go down ASAP. So you use your fingers, put a bit of tension on it. What it's going to do basically, stop the fluttering, it will reverse it to start sinking down quickly. The quicker you are on the spot, in the strike zone, the better. In this situation, it's a very small lump, right? Which I'll give you a rundown a little bit later about basically what I'm looking for. On a sound of it, often very small lumps, 1, 2, 3 metres high. So therefore, you want to be able to drift over the spot, get the jig behind the boat. By the time it actually sinks down, it'll be basically right on top of the spot. If I put the actual jig straight down here, by the time I'm on the spot, I've got that sort of angle, that 45. And being 45, you're not generally going to get the best angle for jigging. You want more vertical, not out in that 45. So flick it behind the boat. If it's a fluttering jig, feather the line. Once it starts going down maybe 10 or 15 metres, then you can basically stop feathering it, leave the bar arm open, especially if the drift is very, very fast. So flick it behind the boat, sink down, on ski. If it's a rear-weighted jig, not so bad. It goes down pretty quick, but I love these fluttering jigs. They really do work. These extreme jigs are very well priced, and they catch. Oh yeah, I just said they catch. I think so. Yeah, baby, woohoo! I was just saying the extreme jigs catch. So only through my tackle store, I sell a lot of different brands. You know, and some of the brands like Lamball's, beautiful jigs, and they're quality. You know, they sell for around about, say, $35. Good jigs, and I rate them, they're made in Japan. But these ones here, basically, say half the price, and they still catch. Yeah. Harry, you're missing out a game. What are you doing to me? You talk about wanting to get the right weather and get onto some good fish, and you're not here, mate. I'll bring him home some fillets anyway. If not, I don't get another gig again. No, Harry couldn't make it today. He did say, he goes, I'm sure you can do it all yourself, Ryan. Absolutely. I love fishing and I love chasing demersal fish on jigs. It's become so popular of late in the last probably 2 years, especially in WA. We're certainly at the forefront of demersal jigging. Nice, just backing off now. The old ticker's starting to go before. Love hearing that braid zing. It's a nice fish. Just give me that head down, tail thumps, or head down, tail kicks. Pinky, yeah, I thought so. Doesn't matter where I go. Seem to find the pink snapper. Look at that, so beautiful blue hues. Blue in the tail fin, peck fins. How clear is this water? Mindarie, demersal jigging, out in the 60 to 80 metre mark. Going off, look at that, that's pretty fish. Best thing about pinkies, one, they taste great, but two, they don't have the same sort of barrel trauma symptoms of, say, Jewfish or a breaksea cod. So I can release that fish and I'm happy to keep one or two, don't need to kill my limit. So this fish, please, ET, if you can come and grab the net for us. This fish, I reckon, will be released. Thank you very much, bring it in. Have a look at that. In the golden sunlight. We'll get at the net and we'll give you a close look. Pink snapper are so amazing, eh? They really are. Powerful fish, so great fighting fish, nice eating fish, but to me, just pretty. Look at these iridescent blue dots. Hopefully back at home you get to see it just as much as I can see right now in that sunlight. They really are magnificent fish, well and truly over legal size. Must admit I find it a little bit hard sometimes to keep pink snapper because of my snapper tag in Coburn Sound, but I'd have no problems keeping that fish, but it's in good condition, so I'm going to release it. Now it's got a fair bit of air in its stomach, so I can use the release weight, but lately I've been using the vent right tool. Quite a handy tool to be able to basically vent the actual air out of the actual swim bladder, get them back down ASAP. So I'll give you a close look on how to vent a fish. Throughout Fishing WA TV series, you've seen us use the extreme gear. Let me show you just some of the products. We've got the extreme PE braid, very well priced, from brim braid all the way through to Jewfish, awesome stuff. We've got the extreme hooks, from skippy size all the way to Jewfish, snapper, you name it, ultra sharp, ultra strong. We've got the metal slice, everyone loves metal slice there. From herring all the way up to tailor salmon size, great product. You always need leader, the extreme leader, from low poundage all the way up to the heavy stuff there for offshore deep water fishing. If you're chasing Jewfish or snapper, bulch and groper, the octo jig and the metal jig, all different sizes, different colours, this will get you a lot of reef fish. And now to the rods. The Fishing WA extreme range is huge, from squidding to bottom bouncing to trolling to poppering to jigging, you name it, we've got it. Very well priced, ultra light. Check them out at your nearest extreme tackle retailers or check them out online, extremetackle.com.au. Alright, I'm happy to keep fish, as you know, but I'm also happy to release fish, and if we're going to do it right. So, wet hands, wet towel over the eyes. This is the new tool, the Vent Right venting tool. Basically locally made by Mike Edwards, and it's got basically the first position, this one here, for your standard size fish. If it's a very big fish and you have to go in deeper, you go to the next notch, which is there, next notch. So very, very long, but being a smaller fish, I'll go to standard position. So locked in, locally made. So Mike Edwards has come up with a very, very good tool. Release weights do work, but if you do a lot of catch and releasing like I do, this one generally is a bit quicker. Fold down the fin, just underneath one of the scales, just very, very gently flick off the scale. What I was going to do basically, push it in on a 45-degree angle, just enough basically to hear the air come out. You heard that come out just then? That's now released the air out of its stomach. You can see now it's a lot flatter. Before it's quite bulgy. Later on what I'm going to do, basically sanitize that there, so for the next fish doesn't get any infections. So release it, so it's nice and safe, doesn't hurt you on the deck. One by vented pink snapper, the quicker the better. There you go, your lucky day, nice eating, but don't need to kill everything you catch. I know you want to go. Come on. And off she goes. Well, off to another spot. Well, that didn't take too long, did it? Oh, nice. Amazing. Sometimes you just got to feel lucky. And I said to myself, whilst the sound is a little bit quiet, it's a nice patch of coral at this particular cheeky spot that I've got. A few fish showing, but often if it's got a lot of coral, a lot of hidey holes, and being hidey holes, you're not going to always see them on the sounder. So the Fruno sounder is showing plenty of fish. Normally I go, yep, great, I'm going to be into fish, but often a little bit of fish and a lot of ground, i.e. coral, gives me maximum confidence. The forecast was to be basically fairly calm, i.e. maybe 10 knots in the morning, and the sea breeze ripping in late today. So I thought we'll launch from Mindarie. Normally launch from 2 rocks, but I thought we'll mix it up a little bit. Last series we launched from 2 rocks, well I did myself, and basically filmed fishing the 40-45 metre mark, getting dewies and bulch in and whatnot, which is certainly a popular show. And then today, out from Mindarie, number 1, 2, fishing the back edge of Direction Bank. So when I say back edge, basically fishing the 50s down to about say 70s, 80s. So back edge of Direction Bank. There we go. Look at that. That there is a nice breaksea cod. Have a look at that. Very, very nice. Best thing about breaksea cod is they absolutely taste delish. A lot of people actually rate them higher than dewies. I'd say they're certainly right up there. Equal to very nice eating. So breaksea cod, beautiful eating. That's a decent size as well. So wherever I find basically coral patches, I always find breaksea cod. Have a look at that. There you go, the jig did its job. I'll show you later on obviously the outfit I'm using, more about the jigs and the assist, but all in all, proof's in the pudding, jigs today are working. Talk about sea anchors. It's so important to have the right sea anchor. Now over the many years, I've gone through so many different brands. A lot of them are cheap, a lot of them expensive, everything in between. This one here is a Cam Druitt custom-made sea anchor. So locally made. That one there I sell through my shop, and I sell plenty of them. He does up to 5 metres, up to 6, up to 8, all different sizes, right? That one there is a quarter 6 to 9 metre silk. So any boat around say 7, 8 metres, perfect. So that's the Cam Druitt sea anchor. It's so important to slow down your drift. Even if it's only a little bit of drift, you still want to slow down, especially when you're jigging for demersal fish. The slow drift means your jig's going to be more vertical, and that's it. Okay, lock that off. All right, next spot. This year we are giving away $2,000 worth of extreme tackle, as well as a Bradley 6-rack smoker valued at $1,200. To enter, all you have to do is like us on Facebook. Now this spot's gone a bit quiet. It's amazing. It was basically every drift I was getting bites, getting some decent fish. Why? It's because I reckon they're off the bite at this spot here. So angler's almanac, you see me talk about it before with pink snapper, offshore is just as important. So you've got 2 different feed periods. You've got your 2 majors and 2 minors. So basically inside here, today is a major bite at say 5 AM. Add 6 hours on is the minor bite. Just so happen that is, yep, 5 o'clock. So 11 AM is a minor bite time. We've just gone close to 12 o'clock now, hence the fish are off the bite, because this one here is so accurate. But if you keep on moving around, you will find fish chewing again. But if you've got a really good spot at the right bite time, you will get more results. All right, gear talk, rod and reel. Now this one here is the Fishing WA Extreme Rod, so PE 2 to 4. That's basically 20 to 40 pound, ideal for 30 pound. It's 6'4" in length, so very typical for soft plastics, metal jigs, ocky jigs, you name it. Down the reel, this is a Doa Catalina 4000. Ideal for 4000 size. Can use different, obviously, reels like the Sol 4000, Catalina, you name it. Silky smooth drag system, which is an absolute must. Also down to the braid. That's the actual 30 pound extreme braid. Very well priced, different colours, and best thing about it, affordable and strong. The fluorocarbon here is Black Magic fluorocarbon, 40 pound white fluorocarbon. It's invisible in the water and also high abrasion resistance, so very important. Now down to the assist and jig. I'll give you a full rundown. All right, down to the business end. These ones here, the extreme metal jigs. Different sizes, different colours. At the end of the day, it's up to the fish on what they want. It does come actually with an assist. I like the new twin assist. Talk about new twin assist, these ones here. Jigging Sports Australia. Different colours, a few different sizes, ultra sharp hooks. You attach that to your metal extreme jigs. You too will get plenty of results, just like me. Well, all good things must come to an end. Now, that favourite bite time around lunchtime, the Angler's Almanac was so spot on. So up until about, say, 1 o'clock, fish went off. Now, most of my spots that were producing, I farmed it. I didn't actually take too many fish off it. So could have caught more, but at the end of the day, took 1 or 2 from here and there, that's enough. So plenty of fish caught today. Wind's unfortunately up. The crew's had a bit of a fish. Time to head back to Mindarie boat ramp. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Fishing WA.